Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the Snowocalypse Week 12, our wonderful Apocalypse World campaign. If by wonderful I mean a horrible place where your dreams go to freeze. Joined, I am, as always, by my lovely cast, Jamie, Joe, Chip, and Johnny. And we're here to probably give you weird nightmares before you go to bed. I don't really know. You watch this for reasons. You know why you're here. Yes! It's Week 12. It might be the final week. It's going to be interesting to find out, to be honest. We're very excited. We're a little late, because unfortunately Skype is a terrible program written by terrible, terrible people. Except if they're watching, in which case I love you, you make my dreams a possibility. Just, I really like it if your program wasn't always terrible. Yes. Before we get further into it, I'm just going to remind everyone who's currently watching it live to go to the Reddit post I've just linked in the chat and highlight some stats, because these fuckers want XP. And while we wait for you to all do that, we're going to find out how they all are. So, Jamie, tell everyone how you're doing.
Yeah, following on from last week, I have since moved to London. I moved into my new place end of last week. Starting a new job on Monday, so I've had plenty to do. Yeah, just fuck starting at regular working times.
Yeah, I know
That's
that feeling.
all I can say right now.
I, I do have to chuckle though. So Stein and Jamie are converging in the same points. If I just put the final dungeon in Millbank Tower, it's gonna really mess with you.
Yeah. What can I say? We'll see how it goes.
No,
If
it's
this
all
isn't
good.
the finale, I'll probably be, survive till next Tuesday, but I can't promise anything else.
Dear.
If nothing else, I am in better spirit. This is a start.
Always good. Always good. Joseph, how are you doing?
Yeah, I've been good. Had two of our closest friends from our circle of friends come up to visit uni on Friday, so had a good night out with them. And then went out on the Saturday for one of my law friends' birthdays. So it's been a good weekend.
Yeah,
Work has just about been done. Drinks have
good.
been had, and now I'm here.
That's always a good place to be at. Post drinks. Although I've realised that my liver and wallet are going to take a horrific battering over the weekend because me and Jamie have karaoke on Friday, and then a cocktail bar opening party on Sunday. And so we're not going to be in a good state on Monday morning. Because as much as I'd like to say we're going to go there and be sensible. No. Johnny! How are you?
Yes.
How's your life?
I'm good, thanks. I've been playing far too much Fallout 4.
I have been
Uh,
playing less Fallout 4 than I'd
yeah.
like. How many hours have you invested?
Let me check. It's over 24.
Good.
It's 30 hours, and I bought it last Monday. So that's an average of what, about 4 hours a day.
Yeah, so say 8 days, 40 hours. Yeah, something like that. No, 5 hours a day, give or take.
5 hours a day, give or take. But like that is, to be fair, including the weekend. Like it was
Yeah.
averaging about 2 hours a day until the weekend hit, when I just played it all weekend.
It's like, what is life?
And it's great. I now have Tricord hat, which makes me very happy,
Good,
and a naval
good.
cannon.
I have been playing a bit of Fallout for myself. I've been trying to bring Midnight to life.
Yes. Yeah.
Been
How
steadily
much have you
upgrading
done
my
of
way
that?
through stylish outfits. She's currently got like some sunglasses and a cool hat. I need to find a Matrix coat. But that is unfortunately not something you commonly find in the post-apocalyptic wasteland. I've only really played that one stream where I did like 5 hours and just kind of was like, oh my god, this game is so huge. And unfortunately, I haven't had the time to play that much since then. But that game seems really fun and has so many systems. So many systems. Annoyingly, a lot of those systems are really badly tutorialized, which is shitty.
Yeah, it is really bad for how much stuff you have to Google to find out, which I feel bad about whenever I Google to work out how to do something. But
I think when they
it's-
literally don't even tell you the main combat mechanic of the game, you stop having to feel bad.
did
There
they not
is-
tell you that?
They do not even tell you have VATs. let alone what buttons you need to push to activate it or what it does. That
Wow.
game is terrible at telling you how to play that game. But there, we're not going to get into that discussion right now, because that's for probably a very different show. Fallout 4 is great. Play Fallout 4. And finally... Oh, anything else?
No,
Sorry.
no, I was just thinking if there was anything else. No.
And finally, Chip. How are you, dearie?
I'm fine. I'm bored.
Good. Strong. Well, we can hopefully fix that
Well,
by
I'm just-
throwing
I'm-
your
I'm-
imaginary self into
I'm suffering
dangerous
the
situations.
effects of compensating for the fact that I went out about 2 or 3 nights a week in first and second year of uni by not going out at all for third year, and it's really boring.
That's
And-
that's an unhealthy overcompensation, Chip.
I
Go
know.
out once a week or you'll die.
But my bank is just
Yeah.
One of those monetary fasts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I can't get in for free or have people buy me drinks. It's more the fact that I actually want to go to my 9 o'clock lecture. Oh my god, I can't talk. Lectures the next day, and I
don't
think
even
I'm
know you
dying.
anymore.
I think I'm dying of something because it is not like me to go to 9 o'clock anything, or 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock, or anything before 3 p.m. Really, this is
Strong.
scary.
It's a strong life pattern. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Other
Yeah,
than
no,
that, I am realizing the irony of writing a 2,000-word paper on antacids and getting really bad indigestion. It's my nice cozy hot water bottle down here.
Aw. Fair enough. Well, this week you're not wearing a Pokemon tank top, so...
No, I've only got the 2, and I thought, well, I've done it for the past 2 weeks, so I'll give 1 week.
Yeah, you don't want to overplay the gimmick.
Exactly.
That's why none of us have hats on this week.
I don't know. I've got them ready and waiting.
Oh dear. We'll see. Maybe that'll if we end up finishing, we'll just in the kind of wrap up session, just everyone puts hats on. Be great. Alrighty. So, guess we should probably do a little bit of a who remembers what from last week. Would anyone like to give a recap?
Shotgun, not me.
Stuff happened, and now we're gonna die.
I think the two people who did the most stuff last week, except for the last little bit, were Tudor and Stein. Do either of you two remember what you did in the last week's session?
Let's.
Or do you need me to cover you?
Well, let's try and slide this into first gear. So we basically souped up Lux and Nilox cars. We then got the science people. They're like, oh no, we've let you use our equipment to soup up your cars, but now we're not going to let you go anywhere, and we're going to run tests on Lux. And we were like,
I think that
hell
it was more
no.
on the lines of yo, you can use our shit if you let us run tests on Lux, and then
Yeah, and then
someone's
we
like,
threatened
yo,
them.
I'ma
Like-
fuck you up.
Yeah, I think that was more on state. Or we could just do it and kill you. I mean, you can work with us and not die, or not work with us and die.
Lux
Yeah,
has
so
definitely taken the
between
diplomatic
the
route.
persuasive
Yeah.
powers of Stein, Lux, and let's face it, Tudor kind of won them over.
Yeah.
They basically just said, "Oh, fuck it, all right, go."
Just please leave our labs. Please go away.
And Stein was very unhappy about the fact that we basically just took the souped-up McCrae-mobile in the end, despite him working 18 solid hours.
It was
on
basically
souping up-
24 straight hours. It was just that
Yeah.
all of your assistants had to sleep in shifts over for about 6
Well,
hours
Stein got a
each,
couple hours
and you
sleep as
more or
well.
less got a 2-hour nap near the end.
Yeah, so just over 20 hours solid, souping up a fleet of cars. And we're like, oh no, we're just going to take this one. To his credit, though, we souped up the McCraven-Bill using Stein's engine that he got from the first episode, so it's all coming full circle. And yeah, we headed out into the storm to try and track down Empire. The next thing I remember, there was a little bit that I'm sure Midnight could explain.
Well, I
or
think
Chip
we
could
should
explain.
cut over to. There was another thing that happened in
Yeah.
Wintermute itself that maybe between Midnight and Tudor they should go into.
Yes, I'll hand over there because I'm shaky on the rest.
And you weren't there for that bit, so that's fine.
You seriously
Yes, I know,
expect
but
me
I
to
also
remember
wasn't
anything that
listening.
happened in last week's stream?
I know, you're the worst.
Right.
It's
There's a
fine.
reason I've never done the explanation of what happened last week, because I don't remember.
Tudor,
Basically,
hit us.
Give us
Ship-
some XP if she actually does a decent one, considering she has actually never done the wrap up.
Ship stumbled
Alright.
into a room, found a version of herself in a test tube,
Oh,
along with
that
tons of other test
thing.
tubes.
That thing.
And then I, through various methods, extracted information from nearby employees, went into the room, and then in a roundabout kind of way, ended up charging my sword with the power of harvested souls that were just chilling in
Yeah.
the lab.
By sword, you mean basically a big Bowie knife. It's a
Yes.
lot less glamorous than you make it sound. It just looks more glamorous than everyone else. But yeah, cool. Yeah, you basically sucked a psychic engine that'd been powered off the departed, like, the kind of semi-dead souls of like 14 odd people into a blade that is now like supercharged with psychic energy. Albeit psychic energy you can't necessarily tap into easily in case it blows your brain out. Yeah. And Midnight, I think, had one little mini run-in with Empire in the storm. Do you remember that at all?
Yeah, I remember that. Basically, Empire told me that I could either be like their queen of their new magical land and basically like give everyone else up, or I could not and we'd all die. And I basically told it to go fuck itself.
These are accurate statements.
That's what
Oh,
I
yeah.
remember from last time, because that was a big dramatic scene at the end, and that was a big cliffhanger, and I remember that.
Yeah,
And we psyched up a shield around the car.
Mm.
Yep, that's true. And Lux, how did things get left with Lux's dear daddy-o?
Yeah, so he
Sent him
wasn't
home.
too happy about us going into the storm, so Tudor hypnotized him and we all just kind of left.
Sort of ran off while he was like psychically derped the fuck out.
And basically, Lux is going in the thing of, I'm just going to do it anyway and prove myself right. Because it's the thing where either it will all work perfectly, in which case I can come back and be smug as fuck,
Yeah,
or I'll die and it's not a problem.
yeah, and then you don't have to deal with the consequences. You know.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no,
So
these
it's death or glory.
sounds like a plan. Alrighty, Roo. Let's do some stat highlighting. So, Stein, highlight your weird. Oh baby.
Cheers, guys.
Midnight, highlight your hot.
Woo! Thank you.
Lux has a three-way tie.
Ooh, three-way phrasing.
That doesn't even...
This is why phrasing dies.
I know, three-way with two Thai people. I thought it was pretty
You're-
clear.
I
You're
don't
the
know if
worst. The
Don't be that
worst.
like, it's not quite there.
I
That's what she
am
said.
going to, because I'm nice, discount your hot out of this. Heads sharp, tails weird. Tails weird.
Oh,
I
god
like your
damn
weird
it.
Lux. I mean, you roll that. You can roll that with a decent
Yeah,
bonus these days.
I know I can roll it, but like I always roll sharp. Every time I could roll weird, I usually roll sharp because it gives me +2 on the next roll.
No. But if you're opening your brain to the psychic maelstrom, even though you roll plus your sharp, you get to tick it as if it was your.
Yeah, I know,
Okay.
but like I don't ever do. I tend to not open my brain because I can
Yeah.
just read a
I
situation
mean,
instead.
normally I understand why you would. That is the normal case. However, you are entering the weirdest fucking place in the world, so you know.
Well,
Make it your opportunity.
This is the place where I went. I'd like to open my brain to Psychic Maelstrom, and you went, "Are you sure?"
I mean, it doesn't come without risk. I mean, it always comes with some risk. It just in this place,
What
it's, the
risk?
risk is very, very evident. There's a fucking
Scoop-
god living here.
It's a good point.
Well,
I'm gonna
I've
need
not
to. I'm gonna,
experienced
no,
any
I've worked out.
risk.
I've worked out what I do. I read the situation of there being a god, and that gives me the +2 for my putting the brain to it. Yeah, that would go
Absolutely,
fast.
sure. Yeah, no, great. Yeah, no, absolutely. Finally, Tudor, you can highlight your weird. So you know you can grind some more XP with your billion fucking weird moves. And finally, chat.
let
Be
him
nice
grind
to new
XP.
people. Welcome new people. Cool. whip round, do so. Who has what hex with Midnight?
3.
2.
That sounds like Tudor.
Probably not me.
I don't think you have 3, so Tudor, pick a stat for Midnight.
Weird.
Okay, have your weird, and you are weird and hot. You're a sexy weirdo, Midnight. A sexy, sexy weirdo.
That last week where I was hot and hard, that is the hot and weird have been my 2 highlighted stats for
Weirdly
3
hot.
weeks. This is now the 4th week out of 5 that I've had hot and weird highlighted.
Mine's
Well,
been
Wow,
all
this
over the
moment.
place.
Although
Ben,
to be fair, every time hot's been highlighted, it's been the chats. It's been from the straw poll. So thank you, lovely chat, for always highlighting my hot because you're awesome.
Yeah, thanks for giving me weird every time. It's been very useful. Hence why
yes,
I'm
because
2
you
levels up
fucking
every-
power gamer Joe here.
I think I don't think I've had any biases in mine. They've just been all over the place.
Just kind of, it's whatever the fuck they feel like that week.
Yeah. That's great.
Who has what hex with Lux?
1.
2.
1.
Stein? What do you have with Lux?
I said
Said
1.
Oh, okay, so who at the 2 was Midnight? Midnight, pick a stat for Lux.
What has Lux already got highlighted?
A weird.
Weird.
Either sharp or hard.
And
please.
have sharp.
Yeah. Yes. I am
I feel like we all need to be good today. So
Yeah, I'm totally gonna read into open brain. I'm gonna gather all the information.
Using all of your knowledge of the physical world, you're going to influence your capacity to roll weird.
That's
Feels
it.
great.
It's the last episode. He has to read every situation, so he levels up for 1 more ability for 1 possible turn usage.
No, what's hilarious is the advancement I'm going to take with my improvement is completely useless as well.
Oh yeah, no, I know what your advancement is. Yeah, it doesn't in any way
it's
help
completely
anyone.
useless.
What?
We've discussed it before, but yeah, we'll move along. I'd like to leave it as a bit of suspense. Who has what hex with Tudor?
3.
Oh,
1.
wow. Sounds
3.
So Stein has a 3. Stein hasn't picked one, so Stein, pick a stat for Tudor, other than his weird.
You know what? I'm going to give you hard today. Just in case.
It's probably sensible, to be honest. Alright, and finally, who has what hex with Stein?
1.
1.
2.
Pick a stat for Stein then, Tudor.
You've got weird already, haven't you?
Aye.
Cool. You're probably gonna need that.
Probably.
That makes sense. You are not a combat character going into an unhealthy situation. Moving away from danger might be something you want to invest in.
Yeah, it's not bad. I've got 1 cool, so it's not exactly a negative stat.
I thought you had
Cool.
spooky calm.
I'm just checking that now, actually, because I'm not sure.
Don't
did
you
you
have
not
an
take
unspent
it?
advance?
Nah, I don't. No, I
Okay.
spent that advanced. I spent it on direct brain whisper.
Oh, that was it. Yes, so you can now go aggro using your weird. Cool. Alrighty.
Yes.
So, last we left off, you had just crested a hill and were overlooking kind of the beginnings of central London. If you're a London resident, I would say about zone 2, maybe 3. And we had just zoomed out of the party to see a tube train where frozen corpses were waking up with glowing blue eyes and starting to move despite the years that had frozen them in place. And yeah, so we're back with the party. You're looking over horrible frozen London. It is cold. Even the people who are like... so, Midnight, despite your seemingly psychic immunity to outside conditions, you're beginning to feel the chill a bit.
Oh, have I
Um,
lost any harm?
What harm were you on?
6.
How long has it been since you got back to 6? Like a day?
Quite a while.
It's been about a day.
Yeah, I'll give you down to 3.
Thank you.
On the same topic, I left off on 4 harm at the end of last session.
So you are
that
at
was increased by
9 or
1.
10.
Huh?
You're at 9. You stay at 9. Yeah,
I'm
you,
just
you,
saying,
you're,
I've-
I didn't go all the way up to 9.
yeah, no,
Good.
your sheet isn't you. remember we had this long discussion about how
you
because you
say
have
it
3
wrong.
harm technically, but it takes you to 9 o'clock on the harm scale because the boxes are differently scaled. It's a weird thing. You have 3 harm boxes checked, and that's where you're at currently because your soul is wasting away and dying.
I'm
You know
gonna
what? It's the
say,
last episode. I'm not even gonna care.
Yeah.
remember, I've
I-
had 6 harm for ages.
Wait, when
Didn't
did you
you
take
heal when
harm?
you woke
I
up
thought you
from?
fully healed.
Yeah, you fully healed when you.
No, I was on 9 harm and you told me to go down to 6. A couple of weeks ago. I was on 9 harm and you told me to go down to
Yeah,
6.
yeah. This is when I stitched her up because she was at 10 harm.
I thought she was at 12.
And then
Yeah,
she
she
went
was
all the way
at
down to
6.
6 by the end of the episode. Because she went down to 6 harm, and then you immediately asked her to raise her weird.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, fine. Yeah, you go down to 3 as well. Yeah, you're still. You've been. You guys are like you're repairing due to supernatural effects, but at the same time you've been running around like a headless chicken for like 4 days straight.
Am I like psychologically damaged?
Weirdly enough, your psychological side is doing better than your actual body is doing because you just are literally just not eating and running places. Not to mention you insist on wandering around in a snowstorm with no clothes on.
Because fuck you.
Because your psychic powers can cope with that. Your newly inherent psychic powers. Even though I don't think you're aware of that's why you're alright. But yeah, your psychic powers are compensating for that, but it is burning your energy and reserves. And Lux, yeah, so you and Lux are both beginning to feel the chill here. Like, despite all your assorted high body temperatures and things like that, like, if either of you put your hand outside and stuff like that, you feel a little chilly. Still not, you should basically die of frostbite if you're outside for more than, like, 15 seconds, which you're not doing. But yeah, this place is cold, and would not be pleasant to spend time in. Tudor, you're fine. Stein, you've been wearing survival gear and staying in the back seat of this car the whole time, I presume. And you're toasty enough because you made this car. You probably put a heated seat in while fixing it up, and you didn't tell anyone, and I've just been sitting in that seat. So yeah, you're fine. But yeah, so you're at the top of this hill. You're in the McCrae-mobile. The mutant gorillas of Wintermute are clustered around you. What do you do, team?
Just keep going forwards.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the largest like this place is weird in that there's a literal city in front of you, and it looks. I mean, there's a lot of snow on the ground, but by and large untouched by all the devastation around it. And I would assume
Is it worth just?
Joe?
Is it just worth bringing up that we did actually put a cloaking thing on?
Yeah, you guys have
on
the augury shield around the
yeah, Stein and Tudor worked together to put basically a
psychic shield around it. Yeah.
invisibility cloak style thing over the car to try and hide.
Oh, it was more. I think wasn't it more along the lines of like, yo, Empire's super powerful. This would be really nice if we could have this not be a really big deal and have everyone
let's not
inside
get
shielded
mentally
from his
crazy.
crazy psychic bullshit. But yeah, cool. Yeah, no, I remember that. Don't worry.
So this place is so basically the city's kind of completely preserved and stuff.
Yeah, like, I mean, most other cities are buried underground, like, you only see the top few floors. This place is, like, slowly getting shallow, like, it kind of slopes down like a big basin. And the middle of this basin, so, like, the real center of London is shrouded in this, like, slowly rotating, thick, white, the closest thing you would know is fog, but, like, almost permafrost or something. Yeah.
Cool. Could I read the city?
I don't think it's really charged yet.
Okay.
Like, you could read certain areas, maybe, as you get to them, but, like, the city as a whole is
Fair.
just a city. It's a view.
Cool. Oh, it's mostly just because like we're stopping here. I was like, dude, is there something I need to do? No.
Oh,
okay,
I'm just
fine.
kind of giving you, like, an opportunity to take the view in, have a little chat if
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. You know?
I think we kind of looked to each other, just kind of let's do this.
We looked at each other, and we both said,
Okay. Oh, God, yeah. So the car starts, like, your foot, like, slowly pushed down the accelerator and starts to rumble forward, and the gorilla's kind of like... yeah, and you slowly kind of lumber your way into London. Yeah, I think like occasionally, like, one of you swears you see something move against the backdrop of these like haunted, like it's the classic ghost town thing of these buildings, like the windows are like just sheets of ice at this stage, frozen in the same places, and like the hollowed out bits and pieces. Like you drive past like a multi-story car park, and one of you swears to God you see this like little blue flicker of light, as if Empire, that same ghost of Empire that you saw earlier, was there, but you never, none of you see the same things, and it's a very oppressive. It's oppressively silent. This place. The car is still wearing along. The heat kind of keeps you all nice and toasty, but yeah, it's still just a very strangely quiet place. And the thing you can hear is just the kind of like big laboured but of your gorillas all pounding along beside the McCrane-mobile in unison. Because you can't even hear the engine of the McCrane-mobile anymore, because it's now this silent little warp drive thing that Stein found. There's just the sound of the wheels crunching over snow.
Yeah.
And yeah,
probably driving us fairly slowly then, I guess.
yeah,
Like,
it's not like there's like, because your driving was along roads, and occasionally there'll be like a car bonnet sticking out of the snow, or like the top of a bus stop or shelter. So you have to kind of take it a little slow and weave above traffic that all froze there during the apocalypse. It's been preserved for all this time. And yeah, I think you're driving along, and yeah, you kind of round this corner, and will you act under fire for me, please, Lux?
cool. Yeah. That is 2d6 plus 4.
Not bad, not bad.
It's a decent
Because
roll, to be fair.
because of that horrendously upgraded car.
Yep. An 11. Yeah. So yeah, you're driving along, and you just look over and you see something like grey that hasn't been quite buried, like on above some, like sticking up above some snow. And like some freshly upturned snow, like the ice has been chipped away, and this thing has been dug up and buried there, sticking out of the snow not too far from you, directly in the path of the car. And yeah, I think you then notice that this like area around you is almost perfectly laid out for like people being able to lean over the rooftops and balconies and things like that and ambush you.
Cool.
Right,
What do
can
you
I
do?
say?
Could I read the situation?
Abso-fucking-lutely. I will give you that.
Cool. It's only actually a +2.
Partial success, so you get one question. But
Okay,
because
one
of your
question.
moves, you get +2 on any action
Yep.
you take in reaction to my...
Okay. There we go. Let's get the sheet up. In situation. Okay. Like we're like as a question to the group out of character here. We're looking to try and reach Empire, right? Like that's the goal. Is just we're going to try and assassinate the leader. Really, we don't want to just destroy everything. Cool. In that case, I'm just going to go with where's my best like kind of way past this? Like if I just want to burst through this ambush. Where's my
I think
best
there's a side
how best to
alley
do
that
this?
you could probably turn down. I think you maybe have an option of like the side alley, or you attempt to kind of like just dig this shit up and like throw it to the side if you
Can't
kind of
we
be careful.
Blow it up.
That would also work.
grenades.
Yeah, like I think it's a thing of like there is a side alley that leads off, and I think because you guys have a map, don't you? So you unfurl
Yeah.
it, and there's like I think maybe someone recovered like an atlas of London. So you find yourself and like you're in the Vauxhall area, and you go, oh, there's like a street sign that's above snow level, and you go, okay, so we're here, right? And you see like a roundabout route, which will take a little longer. Or yeah, you've got a grenade launcher, blow it the fuck up. These are
Should
all
probably
legit.
detour.
We should probably detour. Let's stay out of conflict if we can avoid it. We want to keep this vehicle in good shape. So yeah,
Don't wanna take-
duck us down the side alley.
Okay, yeah. So I think, yeah, you're turning down that side alley, and just give me a brief thing of like who's in the front seats, who's in the back seats. Obviously Luck's in the driver's seat. Who's riding shotgun?
Probably me,
Okay,
I would
cool.
assume. Because
Yeah.
Stein said he was at the back on a heated seat.
Yeah, so Midnight, I think you just like look over your shoulder and you see like three kind of like three bodies just like pick themselves up out of the snow in the doorway, like slightly above the doorway of this multi-story car park that's on the other side of the road. Like as their heads come up, you see the blue glow in their eyes, and they're just slowly turned towards like the way the car is turned. Yeah, as you're driving away.
Is this literally just a rip-off of the White Walkers in Game of Thrones meets the zombies in Walking Dead?
This is a rip-off of every zombie movie ever, because it's zombie fiction.
Is it really? I had no fucking clue.
Should we just hose them with grenades as we drive
I
off?
think, yeah,
Yes.
they're not that close at this point. Like evidently you just drove around, and I think you get the image of like, oh, right, that thing we dodged was meant to hold us in place. Yeah. So yeah, like, what do you do? Midnight.
I
I
vote
guess.
we drive past and collapse the building.
I mean, you
Or
don't
just like drive past and just blow up the building with grenades.
Yeah, so it kind of collapses and covers our tracks.
That could work. I like that. If you suggest that, I just start doing it.
So sorry, what's the plan?
As we drive round the edge of this, like driving around behind this building, just blowing up the building just to collapse it on all the zombies.
Okay. Right.
I'm guessing this will be some kind of hard roll.
Yeah.
Guessing it'd probably be going aggro is what I
I don't know,
feel.
is it going aggro? Or is it like act under fire to avoid the falling building? Because
So
you're
it's
not
active
you're
fire
not
to
attacking a
drive
person.
all this.
You can just do this, but you create a hazard for yourself of
Yeah, it's
a
probably-
collapsing building.
Probably is a cool roll.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I say
mean-
act under fire of like, yeah, you you just do this. So yeah, the grenade cannon like swings around and like your gorillas move out of the way just on like by automatic, and then you just start hammering the sides of these buildings with grenade fire. Whew.
Do you want to assist me, Tudor, given that it's your... Actually, no one has...
Yeah, this is fancy driving. He can't really assist you at this stage.
Fair.
But yeah, you yeah. So the grenades are hammering inside this building, and it starts coming down. And you swerve around a few things. I think you maybe like leap over some like bump in the road, or maybe like an old bus shelter with just the roof just standing at the top, and you hit it at a bad angle, and it just like bumps the car around. Let me just have a quick look at my moves. I want to figure out exactly what goes wrong for you guys.
What's outcome heartbroken? Or, I mean, it could just like it falls on some of my gorillas. That would make sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's definitely the legitimate one. So I think actually, you know what happens is it doesn't fall on your gorilla. Just one is a little slower to move away, and it falls nearby him, and you just see like 12 zombies, just like leaps out, and like one of them like with this massive icicle like just covering his entire arm, just stabs into this thing's side. And these things just like leap on top of a couple of the gorillas, and like they start trying to peel these things off of each other and just get buried under the weight of bodies. So yeah, like 2 of your gorillas just get brutally torn apart. So I think we said you had 15. Did we come up with a number?
I have in my notes about 20 of them.
Okay. So about 20.
But I believe that was written before you did some retconning about sizes. Of
Yeah, okay, so it
so-
was about 20, I think, when you fought each other. So let's assume a couple died, so it's 18. And then,
Yeah.
we'll take you down to 16, because we'll be consistent with what I said at the beginning. Okay, yeah, so yeah, you just see a couple of them just get, like, bundled on, and, like, start being stabbed to death, just brutally. And yeah, Tudor, you just look kind of as you look around and hear this awful like howling coming from these things, and the sounds of like people being thrown around. You just see the snowdrift like pauses in the air and fluctuates, and this face, kind of like almost a Zordon face from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but less friendly, like just fluctuates in the air and goes, "You die here." Yeah, people like pop over the edge of one of the buildings with assault rifles and start like firing down into this alley this street that you're in. What do you do, team?
Can I chuck a pain wave projector behind us?
Absolutely, yeah.
What do I need to roll for that?
I mean, the thing is if you just throw that out the window, it will like because it's an area weapon, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're just throwing it into the mess of like your guys and their guys.
True.
You can do it if you like.
Maybe not the best
Probably
idea.
don't
Then.
want area weapons. Like, I mean, I do.
says the man with the. It says the lady with the area weapon.
Like, I do have. I have every weapon. Like, you guys can consider you have every single weapon.
Yeah, basically, you want guns? There's guns. This car just has guns. Just all of the guns.
Yeah, could I like, I don't know, one arm and assault rifle out the window?
I think you can either choose between operating the car's grenade launcher or using an assault rifle. I think you're also busy just like driving around the collapsing.
Yeah, that's
at the
true.
moment.
I'm
the other three have a chance to like do something or just a straight up go fucking drive.
Yeah.
You can so you can all like lean out of the window and start firing off shots and covering the car, or you can like take cover. Actually, at this point, let me pull up. So there are additional battle rules in this game.
What?
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell us about this beforehand?
Because it's never really been relevant. So yeah. So the way this works is that, so alongside the usual just seizing by force, going aggro and acting under fire, there is also, you can provide covering fire for someone, which is where you roll plus cool. On a 10 plus, you keep them from coming under concentrated fire. Page 45 of the PDF, if you've got it open. Yeah, so you can provide covering fire for someone, maintain an untenable position or course, stay the fuck down, or follow through on someone else's move. Providing covering fire is rolling plus cool, maintaining an untenable position is rolling plus hard, staying the fuck down is rolling plus sharp, and following through on someone else's move is rolling plus hex.
How many ones are there with assault rifles?
I mean, like, you see, like, maybe 5 people on this roof just, like, firing down at you, and then there's, like, 20 just kind of have leapt out, and they're, like, I think you maybe see a couple guns falling out the side of the building, that they've just kind of fallen and dropped things, but they've just leapt onto these gorillas and are beating at them with their bare hands.
Okay, can I use mind bullets on one of the ones with a gun?
You want to go aggro on one of the ones with a gun?
Well, yeah, I don't actually have to leave my thing. I can just look out a window.
Yeah, sure. Give me that roll. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But give me an act under fire.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Would I get my XP for winning that roll before or after I make the
Yeah,
roll?
I mean, you get XP for just rolling weird.
No, because I level up. So can I
Uh,
take my ability then roll the cool thing?
Sure. You want spooky intense, don't you?
Oh, of course I do.
I know. Okay, fine. Yeah, you get that.
Okay, I'm just gonna do a normal weird roll before I type the name in and shit.
Go. That's fine.
Oh, I rolled a 7. Fuck.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see
So
that.
yeah. So presumably you're trying to just like get one of these zombie corpses to just stop shooting, however way you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you like basically as a small gang, so you like throw your mind against them, and yeah, you feel the like they're kind of just mostly just puppets of like you feel the fragments of souls bound up within like Empire's existence just being like pushed into these things. They're just dead bodies being maneuvered around by souls inside. The equivalent of the shadow moving the body. And yeah, you just sever like a couple of connections, and like 3 of these things just collapse on the roof. But as you do it, you feel like some of the strings latch onto latch onto the sort of excessive power you're pushing out, and follow it back towards the car, and start like scratching onto the surface of your like augury shield. Yeah. And everyone else, like everyone in the car, hears like just this really high pitched noise for a second, and a sound kind of overlaid on top of it, like nails on a chalkboard, and then it fades briefly. It fades. So, yeah.
Can I seize by force? I'd like to seize by force, like our getting out of here, with our, preferably with my gang.
Yeah, sure. You can like just kind of fucking drive.
Yeah, it's driving, fighting, covering fire with grenade launcher to above, and like the weird basically just covering fire with the grenade launcher, covering our retreat.
Yeah, just before you roll, I'd like to know. So Midnight and Stein, what are you two doing while this is happening? Like, so you see kind of like the stigmata on Tudor's head glowing, and maybe he throws his hands out or something, and you see fucking Lux's hands flying across gear sticks and the targeting systems and like switching pedals and all this jazz. What are you two doing in the back seats while all of this is going on?
Is there any way for Stein to assist Tudor in what he's doing actually in his augury?
It's not really. Like it's a of like, even though you're both psychic people, can you help another person fire a gun? And like it's
Depends
not
how big the gun is.
Yeah, but like you're just using like this is the small arms fire of psychic
But we
powers.
could be like Russians. One could be firing while one provides psychic ammo.
Yeah, I don't think this is a thing you can really help on. This is what you guys yourselves are doing. You can follow through on his actions and be like trying to nail the rest of them.
You could take out the other two.
That is
guns.
actually a move you can take.
Yeah, so there is the follow through on someone else's action, and like you just lend your psychic force. Yeah, actually that would work quite well.
Yeah.
So the
Also,
you just
by the
kind
way,
of literally, yeah. So actually, yeah. Sorry, I take that back. You could, yeah. For instance, follow through on someone else's move. You could follow through on Shooter's blowing zombies up with his brain move.
Yeah, pretty much just
basically
being.
Yeah. So roll plus your hex with Tudor.
So just 1d6.
2d6 plus your hex with Tudor.
Okay, that's
Whatever
good.
that is.
Also, Finbar, if I hit a 12 with mind bullets, that counts as go aggro, and I get the bonus, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing of you inflict harm, or they cave and you inflict harm. So
Lost it, Jamie.
boom. Yeah. So you get to, on that you get to pick. Oh, sorry. So you can. If it's one of the MC's characters, roll. I don't know. Yeah, that's. So you inflict +1 harm, you dominate someone's position, you make an internal position or course secure, you avoid all fire. Yeah, so actually what happens is, because basically what Tudor was doing was clearing the way for Lux, your route is open. All of the people firing down on you just get wrecked. Your entire gang...
The puppet strings get dealt with.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, these two just kind of there, just blasting stuff. Midnight, the only obstacles really remaining are the, like, 12 zombies piling on top of the 2 at the back, if you want to try and, like, shoot backwards and save them, if that's your thing. Or do you just go, hell no! You're muted, dear.
Sorry. I'll try and tackle the massive zombies.
So you, like, lean out of the window, just firing into them?
Basically, yeah.
Okay, that sounds like a seize by force to me.
Does it?
That would be
Well,
literally
I don't
the
know.
definition.
Surely, if the zombies aren't actually up to the car, then it's just a go aggro because they can't.
Yeah,
it's not like they're suddenly like, oh, because you're now shooting at them, they're going to catch up.
Fair. I just want to think of it as seize by force, whereas they inflict the harm onto your like 2 gang members. But yeah, roll plus hard either way. Roll plus hard because either way it's roll plus hard. So on a 9, yeah, well, if it's go aggro, you fire into them. Basic moves, state. 7 to 9, they have to choose one. Get the hell out of your way. Barricade themselves securely and give us something you think you want. Back off calmly, hands where you can see. Tell you what. They force your hand and suck it up. Like, these things do not give a shit. They soak bullets like nothing else. I think one of the two things, like, you just nail a couple of these, like, zombie creatures that were covering one of the two things, and it lumbers away, but the other ones, you're firing into them, and you're practically doing more damage to Lux's mutant than you are to any of the zombies. They just don't care. And they just keep wailing on this thing. So Lux, your route opens up. No issues at all. Do you punch it?
What? As in, I can get we've lost the 2, but
You've lost one.
everyone else is out fighting.
Midnight saved the other one.
Cool. Yeah,
just
then
like-
we just go.
Punch it. Cool.
I mean, I would just be shelling them. I'd be shelling the.
Yeah.
Zombie
I think
behind us,
it's
but-
yeah. There's. I think it's more. In this case, it's more one of those things of like, so that your guy doesn't fall to them than anything else.
Yeah.
And spite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you punch it through, and you see more of the bodies like popping up through the snow, but they're all too slow. Whatever psychic stuff Tudor and Stein were doing seems to be interfering a little bit, and the ripples are kind of like shaking them. Yeah, you punch it through and you accelerate down this road. You're getting towards like a T-junction, and you see way more of these things. Like, you just see kind of blue pinpricks of light covering this building. Yeah.
Is there any other turnings I can make?
I mean, you can turn. You can try. There's turnings going off. I think you don't really have the time to consult your map at this stage. You
Yeah.
can maybe just go on instinct. That's kind of, I guess, acting under fire.
Could. Oh, okay. No, sorry. I'm gonna read again because this is a slightly different situation.
Yeah, there's enough updated that I'll give you one more go, but I don't think you can before this. Like, you get to a safe place. After this one, so give me one more go at that.
I didn't even actually use. I kind of didn't get my bonus
Yeah.
on the other one.
That's fine.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
I think
It's
you think back to the
on me
map.
failing rolls.
You think back to the map. There's no way around. You have to go into this junction from the route you've chosen. There's just this turning.
Cool. In that case,
How
I'm going to
closely are they grouped together?
Well, like, they're scattered all over a building. You see like pinpricks of light covering this building, coming out of every window and on the roof.
Yeah.
And I think you even see things like, you just see like at the end, just like a black limb just pokes up out of the snow, and bodies are like picking themselves up through the layers as like long frozen snow just gets broken and shattered.
I am going to seize by force a route through.
Okay.
So, basically, yeah.
I think I'm gonna give you. So I think there's one round of in the book the incidental fire.
Okay.
So you've got like one round to kind of try and soften before you get into range. Whereas then it's be like
Okay,
whatever-
would this maybe be seizing? Would this be the kind of in this round seizing by force a path? So I'm opening up a path now, and then the next round will be
seizing your
driving
escape.
through.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, hit that roll.
Cool. That is slash 2d6 plus 5. I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
My
you,
chart didn't
you
help
have
out
no
at all.
info to act on the benefit of, because your only info is you have no choice.
12.
That's so insane.
That's an opened seize by force as well.
Okay, so you
It's
get
on a-
4 choice. So you get to
I get
all
all
3,
four,
and then
and
you
I
get to double one up.
Yes.
Isn't that right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're firing on 3 harm.
I'm firing on 4 harm with my rocket launcher,
Yeah.
which is area, so it isn't reduced by.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Gang
a thing on
size.
this one of like there's enough scale difference that it's not necessarily reduced. There's just a lot of bad guys.
So I don't I get all 4? Or do I still have to choose one? Do I still only choose
I
3?
Think isn't it that you get them all and you double 1, I believe.
Yeah.
Is my
I mean, I'm happy to go with that.
understanding of the rule. Da 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 da.
Opening moves.
Seize by force. I'm on the right page. On 12 plus, you get all 4 plus choose 1 for double effect.
Cool.
That sounds useful.
So yeah, I'll give you a little bit of thing before you. So yeah, you start like the target computer like sound, and you like, and the sound just like thud, 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 and these grenades start hitting the side until you realize that your like super accelerated senses, like you see one of the grenades arcing through the air, and then you see something similar arc like shooting towards you. As these things open, like assorted kinds of weapon fire coming in your direction.
Cool. So I'm gonna go with taking. So I take definite hold of a path.
Yeah.
Inflict terrible harm. I impress dismay when fighting my enemy, and I suffer very little harm.
Okay. So that is 2 reduction on the harm. Your car has 3 armor? 2 armor.
My car has 4 armor because I'm going in guns.
Because
to
yeah,
Daredevil.
you just like fuck it.
So yeah, my
Okay.
car has 4 armor.
Cool.
No,
Yeah.
sorry. No, it does only have 3 armor.
3 armor. Okay.
It's 3 armor.
So
No,
yeah.
Yes, 3 armor.
Okay. So yeah.
With -2 harm.
So these like this rocket like flies in and you swerve wildly, smash into the snow next to you. This massive explosion rocks up. The car like pops up onto 2 wheels for a while and you skid forward. You can feel the kind of panic and alert in your crew, but they regather with nothing more than a few flesh wounds. You've hammered into this wall of guys. And like the side of this building, like, so I'll give them, because there's fucking loads of them, and it feels, even though you've got a grenade launcher, they're spread out over a wide area, and there's a mass of them. But you've basically just blown away any all like cover, and more than a few of them in the process.
Cool.
So yeah. And you're still speaking to what you see, like a path has been opened up where there were someone's like clambering up through the snow. You've just flattened this area down, and you just see like this snow drift coming down from where the explosions kicked up, a little drift, and you're driving towards that at all speed, ready to power slide around this corner. We will come back from the break to discuss what the other 3 are all doing in fear as bullets and assorted other things hammer on the side of this car. We'll be back in just a moment. Don't go.